bit selfish.
A lot of people are saying Moses, he started to blow a little bit. Did you see that he was maybe tiring, or did you feel like there was that consistency of intensity in his fight?
It's a fight. He found the shots. Can I say great prospect? Yeah.
Daniel Dubois is wasting absolutely no time after that brutal war with Fabio Wardley. Most heavyweights would still be talking about recovery and rest, but Dubois is already looking directly toward Moses Itauma. That alone tells you everything about his mentality right now. He genuinely believes he's the king of this new heavyweight era, and he wants the biggest young threat immediately.
Sam, before you go, do you want to see him fight Alexander Usyk again?
No, I want to see him fight this giant. I don't mind fighting, but congratulations.
Dubois openly admitted just how difficult the fight with Wardley really was, giving his rival full respect for surviving those brutal rounds. But even after going through that kind of punishment, he still sounds hungry, focused, and completely confident. Now that he has proven his toughness on the biggest stage, he wants to test Moses Itauma next and remind everyone why he remains one of the most dangerous heavyweights in Britain today.
God just tested me in that fight. I had to go through my inner battle after coming off the back of a loss, so I was a bit nervy in there. But
interestingly, Moses Itauma had actually predicted a Fabio Wardley victory before the fight and made it clear he was leaning in that direction. He expected an early finish too because both men carried serious knockout power. But at the same time, Itauma avoided fully committing to one outcome, almost as if he already understood that his own future plans could depend on how the fight unfolded.
50-50 tonight, but I'm going to put you on the spot. What's your prediction?
I think Fabio's going to win. I want him to win, and I think that's probably where my money's going to be. But more kind of selfishly because it puts me in a better position.
And rounds?
I think it's going to be an early fight. Yeah, I think it's going to be an early fight. I think regardless, you can't have two big punches like that and not have an early fight, you know?
And the question on everyone's lips is, are you fighting the winner?
I won't be fighting the winner, no. But if Fabio wins, it puts me in a better position.
Why won't you be fighting the winner?
I don't know how to properly media-trained answer this question. I'm trying to give like a political answer, but I just don't have one. Nah, it's kind of things that you can't control outside the ring, and we've kind of got a plan if Fabio does win, which is tasty. So, yeah, like I said, I'm very much rooting for Fabio.
Trainer Don Charles views a potential Dubois-Itauma matchup as extremely dangerous and very close. He believes both fighters would need to execute their game plans perfectly to come out victorious. While he respects the new generation of heavyweight contenders, Charles still feels Dubois has the power, experience, and presence to beat almost anyone on the right night.
Against Daniel Dubois.
Good question, a hard question. Who brings and implements their game plan on the line? It will be a very hard fight. All the current live heavyweights who are coming through.
Derek Chisora also sees Dubois as the clear favorite in his showdown with Itauma, mainly because of his championship pedigree and proven experience at the highest level. Chisora admits Dubois can still be unpredictable at times, but believes his current position in boxing places him ahead of the younger challengers rising through the division.
Who do you think wins between Dubois and Itauma?
Right now, the favourite is Daniel, the world champion, so I bring Daniel. Yeah. But we know how tough Harry is. But the era of Ben Davies is down.
Don Charles was completely overwhelmed after witnessing the all-out war between Dubois and Wardley. He described it as a true throwback heavyweight fight where both men showed unbelievable heart from start to finish. In his eyes, nobody really lost because the biggest winner that night was boxing itself. The fight delivered exactly what fans crave: a drama, violence, toughness, and non-stop action.
My thoughts, I'm still trying to recover. I need my heart checked. Yeah, I'm getting old, from all this excitement. Yeah, but basically, what was my thoughts? What a magical, epic fight between two warriors, two gladiators. There was no losers in there tonight, in my opinion. Boxing won. There was no losers in there. Yes, we're going home with the belt, but Fabio, they don't make. I said to him after, they don't make men like him anymore. They don't. Yeah, it's a throwback. It really is. And so is Daniel. And boxing won because for the neutrals, whoa, that lived up to expectations. In fact, more. It delivered more. Yeah.
Meanwhile, Derek Chisora praised Dubois for his resilience during the fight, especially the way he absorbed heavy shots yet refused to break mentally. Chisora highlighted Dubois' persistence and ability to slowly wear Wardley down through pressure and power. He also made it clear he believes Dubois should focus on defending his position and continuing to build carefully rather than rushing recklessly into every possible mega fight too soon. Fraser Clark described Dubois as a pure warrior in what became more of a brutal survival battle than a technical boxing showcase. He admitted the fight wasn't always polished, but it delivered exactly what fans wanted: intensity, blood, drama, and non-stop pressure. Clark also pointed out how Dubois clearly learned from difficult moments like the early knockdown, showing signs of maturity that could make him even more dangerous moving forward.
Firstly, I thought Daniel recovered well. He's learned. You can learn from his knockdowns before. He's learned a lot. You know what I mean? So yeah, he did well, Fabio.
Put him over. Dubois got back up. Dubois was nervous as anything. Felt bad for him in the first round. He was really jittery. Fabio probably really, looking back, I should have jumped all over him. But Dubois, as great as Dubois is, and he's a fantastic fighter on top. He's probably the best heavyweight in the world on top. Usyk befuddled him, and you know he can get beat Dubois because he's a real enigma, to be honest. I'm a big fan of him, but he's there.
At the same time, Derek Chisora raised major concerns about the punishment both fighters absorbed during the contest. He suggested the damage reached a level where the referee could have considered stepping in earlier, especially given the visible injuries involved. His comments shifted the conversation away from pure entertainment and toward fighter safety after such a brutal heavyweight exchange.
Bowers was stopped in round 10 because his nose was bleeding so badly.
What's next to them? Are they having a rematch clause? If not, who do you want to see him fight?
Nobody wants to see the rematch.
It was just incredible. I couldn't believe what I was watching at times there. I mean, listen, it was all going wrong at the start, wasn't it? When Fabio put him down a couple of times, but Daniel showed the heart of a lion in there. Got it together, got behind his jab, and really started busting Fabio up. And by the way, Fabio Wardley is one hard bastard. My God, what a hard man. So is Daniel Dubois. Two very, very tough, strong men going at it for the world.
Trainer Dominic Ingle broke down just how special and savage the fight really was, praising both Wardley and Dubois for their unbelievable determination. He highlighted Wardley's refusal to quit despite taking serious punishment, while also praising Dubois for staying calm under pressure and adjusting his tactics throughout the fight. Even as fatigue started taking over, Dubois remained disciplined, controlled the pace intelligently, and gradually took over the later rounds. According to Ingle, this wasn't just a physical battle, it became a mental war where both men kept digging deeper every single round. In his words, it was one of the greatest heavyweight fights he had ever seen.
You what, it's one of the best fights I've ever seen. One of the best fights. Fair play to Fabio Wardley. What a hard man he is. He didn't want to quit. His corner didn't pull him out. And Daniel Dubois kept his composure. He kept his composure, stuck to the plan. He started to get a bit tired himself. He realised that Wardley has still got something in the tank. He kept pulling it out of the bag. He looked dead on his feet.
Derek Chisora also explained how Dubois transformed early adversity into total control after being dropped in the opening round. Instead of panicking, Dubois stayed composed, trusted his power, and slowly shifted momentum back in his favor. Chisora criticized Wardley's lack of consistent jab work and technical discipline, arguing that those mistakes allowed Dubois to settle into the fight. To him, Dubois showed the mentality of a true champion by overcoming pressure and proving he belongs among the elite heavyweights.
Up in the first round, and I said, he's winning the fight. Everybody around me looked at me like, what? I'm like, he's winning the fight. And then guess what he did? He fucking won the fight. He just bit bodies, gumshoe, and carried on.
What about that first knockdown? What did he do with Fabio Wardley?
Fabio was not ready for boxing. He was no jab, nothing, looking for power shots. It's like he didn't train. He was busy commentating. Little bastard. He was supposed to fucking train in the gym. How many jabs did Fabio chuck? Less jabs. He didn't chuck no jabs. He didn't do anything we've seen before. You know, and today, Sam Smith was right. He goes, you're only a world champion until you fight a real fighter.
Later, Daniel Dubois reflected on the mentality needed to survive at the top level of heavyweight boxing. He explained how moments of adversity force fighters to reach a darker mental space where focus and composure become everything. Dubois admitted setbacks can actually act as a wake-up call inside the ring, pushing him to reset mentally and regain control. His comments revealed a fighter who understands that pure punching power alone is never enough at elite level. Mental strength, discipline, and resilience are equally important when the pressure becomes overwhelming.
Just to wake up, you know, stay in reality, you know, just not slip. You know, I've got to dig deep. And as a warrior, you have to dig deep because got to go.
David Haye gave huge praise to both men for delivering a heavyweight war that kept fans completely locked in from beginning to end. He highlighted the non-stop action, the bravery, and the willingness of both fighters to empty the tank in pursuit of victory. For Haye, this was heavyweight boxing at its absolute best: pure drama, dangerous momentum swings, and two men risking everything inside the ring. It's the type of fight that reminds fans exactly why the heavyweight division remains the biggest attraction in boxing.
I've never seen a heavyweight fight that captivating, that entertaining, round after round, backwards and forwards. The heart on these guys, the balls, the bravery. That's what you want to pay, that's what you want to... We hope every time you tune in for a heavyweight championship, you're getting that type of energy. They both gave everything they had. I could watch.
David Itauma focused on the tactical side of Dubois' performance, explaining how the jab slowly became the weapon that changed the entire fight. Even after getting dropped early, Dubois never lost composure. Instead, he used the jab to constantly interrupt Wardley's right hand and gradually build confidence. That adjustment eventually allowed Dubois to control the pace and systematically break Wardley down. Itauma believes it proved Dubois is evolving into far more than just a puncher. He's becoming a smarter, more adaptable heavyweight capable of solving problems mid-fight.
Demons when he got dropped. I think he started to think, oh, demons when he started to think his things weren't working. But you know what was giving Daniel confidence? He kept landing a jab. Every time Wardley threw a right hand, Dubois would stick a jab and it would touch his target. That there was giving Dubois hope that, okay, then I can stand in front of my target and I can land with a jab. And he knew he was softening up Wardley.
Right now, the heavyweight division feels like it's approaching a major turning point, and Daniel Dubois and Moses Itauma are quickly becoming the two names everyone is watching. Dubois has already proven he can survive chaos, recover from knockdowns, and still break elite opponents down with pressure and power. Meanwhile, Itauma represents the future: speed, confidence, youth, and absolutely no fear of big names. If Dubois wins this next generation of fights, he could fully cement himself as the face of the new heavyweight era and move into even bigger global matchups. But if Itauma shocks the world, the entire division changes overnight because a new superstar would rise faster than anyone expected. Like it, comment it, subscribe to Fight Vault Boxing Glove.